Welcome, everyone.
Welcome. Hello.
Welcome to those people getting physically fit. And our future Olympic gymnasts on the other side of the curtain. If you are in need of a seat, we do have some seats in the front, and you are welcome to come and take one. Welcome to the second annual Community Hanukkah Menorah lighting of Congregation Ahavas Achim. I'm Rabbi Dan Aronson. I'm privileged to be the spiritual leader of CAA. CAA is proud to be holding our menorah lighting on this, the 8th night and final night of Hanukkah, here at the Keene family Y. We are zooming this, so just be mindful that there's a camera here, and please don't stand in front of it. I'm looking at you, Ryan.
Why you single me out?
Keene Family Y is an institution that brings all members of our community together and celebrates those aspects of our being that make each of us unique. This is a place where we are united by our differences. I want to thank Dan Smith, the Executive Director of the Y, for welcoming us into this beautiful and vibrant space. And thank you also to Dan's staff, especially Holly, Nancy, who created a beautiful flyer for the occasion, and Mickey Bloom, who's assisting with our audio. Before I ask Dan to share some words of greeting, I want to thank some other folks, the leaders of Ahavas Achim, for their help in preparing today's program, including our President, Roy Ginsburg, Harry Rice, the coordinator of our Hanukkah committee, Selena Katz, our manager of food procurement, a title I just made up, Daniela Yitzchak, our office manager, Vivian Prunier, chair of our ritual practices committee, Mark Thomas and Jerry Kaufman, who retrofitted this menorah with electric light bulbs last year and weatherize it. And of course, Lainey Ginsburg, our effervescent and luminescent music director. Each year, the Hanukkah story reminds us that there is, before I continue with my remarks, I want to invite Dan and then Roy to share some remarks with us.
Thank you, Rabbi Dan. All the great religions and traditions overlap when it comes to the fundamental principles of human conduct: charity, justice, compassion, mutual respect, the equality of human beings in the sight of God, and the miracle that is God. When our YMCA was first started in Keene in 1885, it was built on those tenets. Today, we still strive to honor those tenets and make our Y a place that is truly welcoming to everyone, which is why in a season of great conflict and divisiveness, we feel so honored and humbled to be a welcoming and safe space that celebrates the traditions of our brothers and sisters of faith. I thank the congregation of Ahavas Achim for letting us celebrate these divine tenets with you while showing our entire community's unity for peace. Thank you.
And next, Roy Ginsburg, the president of Congregation Ahavas Achim.
The rabbi has told me twice to keep my message very brief, very short, so I will comply. The only message I have for all of you is how thankful I am to the YMCA for being so hospitable, and particularly I'm thankful to Dan Smith for being just so welcoming to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan and Roy. Each year, the Hanukkah story reminds us that there is light even in the darkest of times. Our tradition beckons us to act in the face of the challenges before us, to have courage in the face of fear, to have hope in the face of anguish, to believe that good can triumph. Our world has faced innumerable obstacles this year, but just as our ancestors did, together we can seek out light in our world, and where there is no light, we can create our own sparks. As each of our guests kindles a new light, they will dedicate a spark of transformation that may bring about a more peaceful, just, and equitable world. Before they light their lights, they will state their dedication, and if you have one of the programs, I would invite you to repeat their words after them, joining them in their sacred intentions. I will light the shamash, the worker light, and then introduce each of our guests. That's right, hold your applause. Yeah. Successfully light in a light bulb. Dan Smith will light our, before we do the lighting, we're going to do the blessings for lighting the menorah, which starts with lighting the shamash candle. If you're seated on the floor and you're able to stand easily, I invite you to stand.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehalikeh shel Chanukah. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asa nisim l'avoteinu bayamim ha'arim b'zman hazeh.
You may be seated again, and now I will invite Dan to light our first light.
By kindling this light, I spark change. Let this light inspire us to change our world.
By kindling this light, I spark change. Let this light inspire us to change our world.
By kindling this light, I spark joy, savoring this tradition. Let us celebrate courage and survival.
By kindling this light, I spark joy. In savoring this tradition, let us celebrate courage and survival. Sophia Cunha Vasconcelos, the chair of the city's Human Rights Committee, will take the third light.
By kindling this light, I spark dignity. Let us work to uphold the inherent worth of every human being.
By kindling this light, I spark dignity. Let us work to uphold the inherent worth of every human being.
Mohammed Salah is also a member of the city's Human Rights Committee and one of the faith leaders of the Menorah Interfaith Project.
By kindling this light, I spark generosity. Let us give to others from our families and friends to people in need around the world.
In my life, I start generosity. Let us give others, our family and friends, to people in need around the world.
Tom Julius is the chair of the board, the guiding council of the Menorah Interfaith Project.
By kindling this light, we strive to deepen our relationships and expand our circles, to build kinship with people whose lives and views are different from our own.
By kindling this light, we must our community. Let us deepen our relationships and expand our circles to build kinship with people whose lives and views are different from our own.
Jay Khan, our mayor-elect, who needs no lessons in how to pronounce Ahavas Achim.
By kindling this light, I spark action. Let us raise our voices together to fight injustice all around us.
By kindling this light, I spark action. Let us raise our voices together to fight injustice all around us.
Jerry Kaufman and Mark Thomas are active members of CAA, our renovators extraordinaire.
By kindling this light, we spark justice. Let us rededicate ourselves to Tikkun Olam, working to repair what's broken.
By kindling this light, we spark justice. Let us dedicate ourselves to Tikkun Olam, working to repair what's broken.
And finally, for our eighth light, Harry Reisig, the coordinator of our Hanukkah committee.
By kindling this light, I spark hope. Let us persevere in our belief that a better world is possible.
By kindling this light, I spark hope. Let us persevere in our belief that a better world is possible.
Yes, now you can applaud. I would like to invite Lainey Ginsberg, our music director, to lead us in singing Ma Oz Sur, Rock of Ages. It's on page 2 in your handout, and there are more handouts by the front door on the chair. Hanukkah.
Oh, Hanukkah, Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Dre used to play with and Mark us to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. The next song needs no introduction. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. It has a lovely body, with legs so short and thin, and when it gets all tired, it drops and then I win. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's growing ready, then dreidel I shall play. My dreidel is so playful, it loves to dance and spin. A happy game of dreidel, come play now, let's begin. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play.
And hey, Bro, do you want to do the harmonies like we can? No. Okay. We continue with one of my favorites from Peter Yarrow of Peter, Paul, and Mary, Light One Candle.
Light one candle for the Maccabee children, ye prince that their light didn't die. Light one candle for the pain they endured when their right to exist was denied. Light one candle for the terrible sacrifice, justice and freedom demand. Light one candle for the wisdom to know that the peacemaker's time is at hand. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. Light one candle for the strength that we need to never become our own foe. And light one candle for those who are suffering the pain we learned so long ago. Light one candle for all we believe in, that anger now tear us apart. And light one candle to bind us together with peace as the song in our heart. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. What is the memory that's valued so highly that we keep it alive in that flame? What's the commitment to those who have died when we cry out they've not died in vain? We have come this far, always believing that justice will somehow prevail. This is the burden, this is the promise, and this is why we will not fail. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't
if you are seated and you're able to rise, ask you to stand for a closing prayer. May these lights of Hanukkah join the lights of Christmas and Kwanzaa to brighten the corners of our world that are too often darkened by hatred and despair. May each of us, in our own way, create new sparks to shine the light of love and understanding on ourselves and all the peoples of the earth. May our words and deeds bring all humanity closer in kinship and peace. And let us all say, Amen. Thank you for coming. It is a Hanukkah tradition to have jelly donuts because they are cooked in oil, and it reminds us of the oil of the Menorah in the temple that was rededicated about 2,000 years ago. So I'd like to invite you to some Dunkin' Munchkins, and like we had 2,000 years ago. Well, they're not Twinkies, so really not 2,000 years ago. And some apple cider, and they're in the foyer. Yep. So do not come back in here with food or drink. Again, very special thanks to Dan Smith for allowing us to be here.